Om Shanti, and a very good morning from Aberdeen Hindu Temple on the 5th of March 2023. This is the Sunday meditation session and also a session for reflection and for becoming the better I can become. My thoughts about today were really about how I can make sure that I have a good stage and what is the benefits of a good stage. Now, a good stage means a good frame of mind and my ability to stay connected, to co-create with whatever is happening around me, and to stay in an unlimited way, not limited, to allow my light, to allow my goodness, the positivity, but also the good wishes and pure feelings be emerged and not merged. And in Raj Yoga, we speak about easy Raj Yoga. So it means when I have a very good stage, then what happens that everything around me, in the world around me, just happens easily. And I am successful and I can achieve whatever I like to achieve in an easy and straightforward way. I have the example of a vase. Just imagine the vase, whatever size it is that you have, to be all the efforts that you have to make to actually be successful and for things to happen. Things do not, or situations do not happen by themselves, but we contribute, we co-create, we give our own energy into it, and with the energy that we give, then we create the precepts in a way of things to happen. It's almost like we put all our tasks that we have to do in line and we prepare everything. And then once they are connected, it becomes a flow and it easily happens. So, thinking, for example, about relationships, how are my relationships? What type of relationships I have? Are they good relationships, not so good relationships? If they're not so good relationships, then there's room for improvement. And so let me then look into how I can improvement. What are the aspects that I have to pay attention to in my own stage so that these relationships are good? What is my tone of voice? What is my interactions? How caring and appreciative am I? What do I do to help others in their difficult times? How much forgiveness do I put in? How much tolerance do I have? And how much willingness to show others to become themselves better? And it's not that I have to transform people, because people will transform according to their own wishes and desires, but also in their own time. So I cannot force that upon them. But I can create an environment in which they feel comfortable. And if they feel comfortable in that environment, then they will be much more willing to help and support, and possibly even enthusiastic to want to be part of something that is good. Particularly in these times when there's so much sorrow and pain in the world, when it is so easy to see that the world is not well, and that we ourselves have to look inside ourselves first to make changes inside ourselves. And once we've done these changes, then we create the the building blocks on which something better can happen. And so my own stage is how much I experience harmony in myself. Am I pulled between the good and the bad, the just and the unjust, um, the desire, the anger, the greed, the lust, the attachment? Am I pulled by all these things around? We call these vices part of Maya, and they come in very, very, very subtle ways, and sometimes very royal ways, and therefore they can actually pull us in one direction or the other, and think that we're on the right road. Now, what is true silver? Is real silver that gets dark and gets black in time, and I have to take care of it to make it good again, or is white silver true silver? So I might be pulled by the vision, the view of white silver, but it is not necessarily the one that is true silver. Yeah, and what is true gold? Is true gold or an alloy the true one? We know that the higher the content of gold in jewelry, the more valuable it is. But also the softer it is, the more malleable it is. So if I connect that with my spiritual stage, how hard am I? How true am I? And how much beauty do I bring to this world? Because one of our aims, really, in our spiritual life is to bring beauty, to bring harmony, to bring compassion, to bring love, to bring support. And when I come back to that example of my vase, if I actually pay attention to my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, my interactions, every time I pay attention to make them good ones, to make them beneficial ones, to make them into those that bring happiness, and even beyond happiness, are just there to support and to give, like a parent would just be prepared to give, not even expecting anything back from the child, and making sure that they don't just get food and drink and shelter, but that the food that they get is nutritious one, will support their health. The shelter they get is a healthy one, without any mold, with enough light, and that the love that they give to the child is not just the love they are obliged to give, but it's a love that will make them into loving beings. Yeah. And so whenever I give the best I have, then I will also in time get that return to me. When there is that truth and that compassion in whatever I do, then the response will be of that quality. And so I'm a co-creator in the world, because as I take actions, these actions are based on the best I can give, and with the attention to even improve the best I can give. Then slowly, I create an atmosphere, I create a space, not just in myself, but also outside myself, where things are ready to move in that direction. They will follow that aim and objective that I have in mind to create a world that is of benefit, a world that is of love, a world that is of gratitude and appreciation, a world where there is cooperation and where there is forgiveness and tolerance. Because where we are just now in this world, we do need to practice these sort of qualities of kindness, of greatness, of compassion, of love, of respect, because only then can we create a world that will allow growth to happen, that will allow benefit to be. And so when I come back to the example of the vase, every time I take these actions of the type that I want to have, then every time it is as if I give water into this vase. And slowly, slowly I fill it. And for the rest of the vase, whatever is still missing, where there's still water that could come in, obviously I don't want to overfill it, okay, because then the water starts to tip over. But it means that the actual effort or tasks that I have to complete to get to fruition are very, very few. Same thing, for example, if I'm studying at school or at university, college, or just for my private self-study. And I study regularly, in small bits, regularly but consistently. I give myself time for things to settle within myself. And I will see in my world that what I think about. And so I will actually increase the range of my understanding over time if I do it regularly and consistently, rather than not doing anything for a long, long time and then trying to cramp everything together in a little time and actually not getting there at all, not having the depth and the width of understanding of what I'm doing. So what I'm trying is that to create a stage, it might not be that I have a good stage today, but I can, if I regularly and consistently work on my own self to create the best person I can become myself, then I will get there. And so, what other things do I have to do to help myself in that endeavor, in that pledge that I take today? Well, there is the story of the point of light. We are spiritual beings, not physical beings. If I look at the world of matter is collapsing. And so I need to work with my spiritual essence, because with my own spirituality, I can start to build up a stage that then will support the world of matter. There was a story that I was told of a gentleman who went to a city where there was nobody else practicing Raj Yoga meditation. And his family was still in another city waiting for him to come to establish a business so that they could come. And he was living in a very old, quite tatty sort of building. And his landlady wasn't very, very generous. So there wasn't any light after a certain time at night. And so he has accepted that, and he would go to work, come back, cook himself, and then he would sit in meditation. And in that meditation, he would experience himself to be a soul, a being of light, and to share then, once he had filled himself with light, to share that light with the world. And after some time, his landlady came to him and said, "What light do you have at night in your building?" And he said, "I have no light. I just eat and then I sit in meditation." And then she said, well, I would like to learn your meditation. And so he said, okay, bring some other people together and I will teach them meditation. And so the first group of those meditating happened. And after a few months, he could now get his family over. And so, because the room was quite small, he moved in the building next to the building he was staying, to allow for his family to come. And the day he actually moved out of the old building collapsed. So what it means is that, and this is a true story, I actually heard it from the person's wife, many years later. And what happens is that our own stage, our own spirituality actually sustains us, but also everything around us, the people, the matter that is around us, and allows it to grow and to develop. And so it is regular practice that is important. And the practice is very simple. The practice is to become peaceful inside, to sit in a still way, in an attentive way, and to go into the experience of I, the soul, the being of light. So let us practice. Sit down somewhere where you can be on your own, and if possible, but if not, where you can be as undisturbed as is possible. You can close your eyes or you keep them open, in which case just connect with the point of light behind my right shoulder, which represents the point of light, the soul, the eternal being, the being of light, the spiritual energy of consciousness that we are. Take some nice deep breaths, taking breath in from your stomach to your chest, and then letting go and breathing out slowly. And take another breath in and out. Detaching yourself from your thoughts, becoming just your breath. And withdrawing within, becoming light, feeling light. Becoming aware of the point of light in the center of the forehead, the point of consciousness, your life form. Your eternal form, the one that is made out of beautiful qualities of peace and love, of wisdom, of truth, of strength and purity, and of happiness and bliss. When you connect with this pure form of yourself, your spiritual form, then you can experience all of these beautiful qualities, no matter where you are. No matter what the environment is like. You become like a candle, sitting straight but comfortable. And with the light of your consciousness, of your soul ignited, Like a lighthouse, the light goes into all four directions and dispel the darkness and bring the light that is a sign of safety, of comfort, of warmth. No matter where you are, you can now transport yourself to a place of nature. Your mind is peaceful, peaceful like the surface of a lake, absolutely still and powerful. Further ahead of you, there are some beautiful mountains with trees and rocks. And further ahead from there, there is the sky, the sun, and at night, the stars. And as you're sitting here in absolute peace and quietness, you are connected with the whole world around you. And most importantly, you're connected with your own self. Although your attention is in the center of your forehead, in between your eyebrows, your whole body is relaxed and in harmony. Your mind is peaceful, no thoughts, no pulls, but just gentleness and harmony. You walk along the shore of the lake, and there is a little path. And along the path, you see beautiful little flowers. They smell beautifully and they look vibrant and powerful. And when you step one step after the other, it is almost as if you caress the earth and thank her for being there and giving you support. When you take a deep breath, that breath, that air, that clean, crisp air goes into your lungs and comes into contact with your energy, your vibration, and flows out of you into the earth, into the air, into the space around you, almost cleansing it. You see the trees, you can smell their fragrance, you can hear them moving in the air, you can hear a bird, and you can see some animals on the floor of the forest that you're going into now. But you're part of one. You have a right to be there, like everything else that is in that forest. and you're giving benefits to everything that is around you. You have become like a lighthouse, but your whole self is like light, is subtle. Everything that you touch with your hands is touched with gentleness and care. There's a little stream of water, and the water is clean and pure. And you drink it, and it is refreshing. And then you walk on, and you come to a beautiful meadow where the sun is shining. You can sit down, and from there, having filled yourself with the power of nature and the power of your consciousness, you send vibrations of good wishes and pure feelings to the world. You send healing to all those places that are suffering and experiencing difficulty at this time. May there be reconciliation, may there be forgiveness. May we tend one arm and give support and cooperation, because we are here to support this beautiful place that we call our home, and all those living in there to grow and to create beauty all around. Because our aim is to create beauty. To put a full stop if there is any waste or anything that is not aligned with our highest consciousness. To be benefactors in these difficult times, and to be connected with light, with the might, with the benevolence of the Supreme at all times, whatever way we conceive the Supreme to be. And to create happiness inside ourselves and in the hearts and minds of all those that we come in contact with. To support those around us, to support those far away from us, and to support Matter. Thanking Matter for giving us that what will support us, our life in this body, because this body is very important at this time when we have reached a stage where we can serve the world. When we can bring happiness, when we can give support. And whatever difficulty comes, it becomes like a game. Because with our flying stage, we can fly over obstacles. We can transform that what is dark into light. and that what is sour into sweet. Sending good wishes to the world. May there be peace, may there be love, may there be truth, and may there be happiness. Om Shanti. Om, I am a soul, and Shanti, peace. I am a peaceful soul. I'm the bringer of peace. I am Om Shanti. Om Shanti.